So here we go, gear check with Sage. Today I'm going to go over my favorite Smith gear, helmet and goggles that I've been using the last couple of years. So to start with, the Smith Quantum helmet. This helmet's been around for a number of years now, and it's pretty much, Smith's pinnacle product as far as helmets go. Their kind of highest level of technology has gone into this helmet. So it's got all the bells and whistles. And what I like about it, what I think is great, is it kind of has this two-part construction. So often you'll have helmets that are sort of either made in this molded hard plastic or the kind of soft shell with just a thin shell plastic over the top of it. And the benefits to both are that you get more durability with the hard shell plastic, and you get lighter helmet with the thinner plastic. So with the Quantum helmet, they kind of combine those, and the construction is two-part with an exterior, this exoskeleton of this harder plastic. You can see how this kind of wraps around as in these two different pieces. And then it sits on top of this lighter weight, thinner plastic that's just on top of the closed cell foam. So you have the interior, so you have the interior, there's a little bit of closed cell foam on the whole top part of the helmet. We have the Aero Core featuring the Coroid technology, which is these little teeny straws. And these tiny straws are basically stacked up, and they're really strong, but they also can compress really easily. So if you have an impact, they work really good for compaction, which is basically absorbing an impact. And they also are really strong laterally, so they provide a lot of strength to the helmet, just, in its kind of main form. So, yeah, that kind of on the inside, and on the outside you have the two different plastics, and having these two different plastics allows to have all these vents, and then you're allowed to have all these vents. And what I like about this helmet is its vent adjustability. So you have two different sets of vents, and you have kind of this whole front section and back section. Now these can be opened partially or all the way. And to me, especially when I'm at the ski resort, I find that I use these vents pretty much every single day. So I just find that I open and shut these vents all the time for whatever kind of environment that you're experiencing. And it's just a really nice ability to let a bunch of heat out or kind of keep yourself warm. So I find that the adjustable vents are pretty nice. Some of the other helmets, some of the more price point helmets that Smith makes, have either less vents or less vent kind of adjustability. And, for sometimes that doesn't really matter. So I like that for this. A couple other just kind of notes on it's sort of the construction and sort of what it has. The helmet, this kind of a lot of helmets these days, this BOA system, just really fine-tuning the adjustability just really makes the size range that much more fine-tuned. And, with that kind of lock system of having the BOA, you're able to really snug the helmet down so that almost that it fits so tight that it kind of won't really fall off, even if you didn't have the chin strap buckled, which of course you need to have. But I like the helmet to fit so well that it's just going to stay right put, and the BOA helps with that. The Quantum also comes with MIPS. MIPS, if you probably know, is a technology that's basically multi-directional impact kind of protection. And so it really has all the bells and whistles with the MIPS, the exoskeleton, the Aero Core, Coroid, BOA system. It's really kind of all the high-end things, all the best technologies that Smith has put into one helmet. The one drawback to that is that it's also their heaviest helmet. So still, for how much kind of durability and strength and protection this helmet has, I feel like the weight is not that bad. But it definitely, if you just look on the stats on their helmets, it's their heavier one. But with that weight, you get added protection. I'm not saying that it's safer than any other helmet. That's not for me to say. They're all past the standard of safety, and you just get kind of a greater deal of durability. You can kind of kick this thing around. You can drop it in the parking lot. It's not going to get a ding, and that's going to affect the helmet at all. So that is the Smith Quantum helmet. Now, the goggles that I've been using to go along with that helmet the last 2 seasons now has been the Smith 4D. A number of years ago, Smith came out with a magnetic goggle, and that's a magnetic lens. So you just basically have this kind of frameless look. And they were able to integrate both magnets as well as a catch, so that if you slammed really hard, it wasn't only magnets that was holding your lens in. And with the 4D mag, they've utilized the same technology. So there's these 2 switches on the bottoms of the goggles, and you can open those switches, and that kind of opens a little lock mechanism. And then the rest of the lens is magnetized inside. So it comes with these, I believe it's 6 magnets, 2 latches on the side. And snaps together really easily. Get it in place, and then you close these, and you're locked in there, and the lens can't pop out. The big kind of story with the 4D mag is that spherical lenses, which are lenses that are both curving this way and this way, have been around for a long time. You get kind of this better field of view. All the higher end goggles from any company are usually the spherical lenses versus just the single curve lenses, which are just one directional. And in the Smith 4D, it's actually taken to another level. So it curves also at the bottom. And what this does is just allows for this huge amount of peripheral vision gain. So when you're in the goggle, you can look down, you can almost see where your feet are, and you're not really like looking through this like kind of window. It's more just like your peripheral vision. So you're not actively like pointing your eyes through that. If you wanted to look down, you can just look down. But it just allows us bigger field of view, bigger depth, and really just a better feel, and more kind of like you really just are more in part of the experience, and just kind of cutting out the kind of frame of your goggles as being, your boundaries. So pretty cool technology. When they first did it, I thought, oh no, is that going to be distorting and weird? And when I first put them on, I was like looking down through it, like being like, oh, I think it's distorting a little. And if you like try to strain your eyes and look through it, it can be a little weird if you move your head up and down. But the reality of how you actually use the lens when you're actually riding or skiing is just looking straight through it and using that part as your peripheral. It works amazing, and it really is noticeable, especially when you put a goggle on that doesn't have that peripheral vision. You really see how much that's closed off. So pretty cool technology. This is also kind of Smith's pinnacle product. Smith's been dialing their goggles in for the whole life of the company, and this is really seeing kind of the peak of the goggles. Not a lot has changed, otherwise in the goggle. Pretty standard other things, silicone, so it sticks to helmets, a latch in the back for easy clipping. One thing that they have changed kind of recently was just the construction of the way the plastic is molded. So now it's molded so that it just has a better fit to your face. The way the plastic is shaped in here, it's more of an accordion, so that when you put the goggles on, different faces, it kind of can fit accordingly to different face shapes a little bit better. So that's the Smith 4D mag and the Smith Quantum helmet.